Have you ever felt like you were there for other people and no one was there for you? Yeah, me too. Oh, and I love cereal. Maybe you start to date somebody and you like them and you go along with what they like. You don't share what you actually prefer or what you really feel, even if you're having a hard time, because if you do, they might not like you. Maybe a friend calls to vent about the same exact issue they've been having the past 6 months, that they're not taking any sort of action or changing anything, but they want to vent to you, and you end up staying up until 2 a.m. even though you have something really important the next day. But you think it's okay because when you need help, and when you need a little reassurance, and when you need support, they're going to be there for you. Plus, this is what a good person and what a good friend does. However, when you do need that help, when you do need that support, no one's there. The cycle hurts, it's frustrating, and it maybe even pisses you off. You feel like if you stop giving, the relationship will end, and if the relationship ends, you'll be alone. So you keep doing it, even though it hurts you. First off, let me say that this has nothing to do with your worth and nothing to do with your true value. It has to do with your early on experiences of how your needs were responded to or not responded to. How that snapshot you took as a kid has created the perception of how you see your needs and how you perceive others meeting those needs. Quick note, your caregivers, your parents did the best they could. So we're not here to put any blame on anyone. However, we're going to be looking into the energetics and the habit of saying yes to somebody else when that yes is a no to you. So to understand this dynamic, we gotta go to the origin. According to Gabor Mate, our sense of worth comes from when we're a child and we're told it's who you are. That's why you're loved. That's why you're valuable. If we're not told that, which so many of us are not, we start to look through false mechanisms, meaning, oh, it must be what I do. That's where my value comes from. So if you grew up and no one paid attention to your needs or connected with you, unless you did something, you may have developed the belief, oh, when I do this, that's when I connect. So I have to earn or work for love, attention, or validation. Another part of the story is you grew up and no one tuned in, no one attuned to you emotionally, checked in with you and considered your experience. You probably had to emotionally tune into everybody else. So current day, that might look like you being hyper aware of other people's emotional experience or their emotions at the time. If they're upset, if they're sad, if they're happy. Because you tuning into other people is how you felt connection. Now, what this meant as a child is I can't have my needs and have connection. So I have to leave my needs in order to connect. If that's not addressed and if that's going unconscious, you might leave your needs and what's good for you so that you can have connection. The issue becomes to have a relationship with anybody else, you must first self-abandon. Here's a breakdown of what that actually looks like. So if you feel like you're not worthy and you have a low sense of worth, and you're looking outside of yourself to earn or prove that you're worthy to somebody else and looking for their validation, hoping that with that validation you'll feel better about yourself, you're not going to find that higher sense of worth. You're going to be finding people who agree with you on how you see yourself as not worthy, treating you that way, not giving you much, maybe not giving you much at all. When you're in the habit of feeling like you have to earn or prove your worth, you continue to say yes to other people when that yes is not considering your experience in that situation, saying yes to them and no to you. So what are you going to find? You're going to find people who agree to say no to you, no to your emotional needs. They're simply matching the no and the low worth that you have of yourself because they're coming from their own wounds. So how to break the cycle of attracting emotionally unavailable people is going to begin with awareness. Awareness of yourself in that moment. And you can ask yourself a simple question. Is me showing up for them and saying yes to them in this moment, is that yes disrespecting and ignoring my needs? Do I have to let go of my needs in order to be there for them in this situation? And realize a yes for somebody else can also be a yes for you. Giving time, energy, and love to somebody else can give you so much in return. So it's not about only finding yeses and telling everybody else no. It's about finding situations and becoming aware of when you have to abandon your needs. As you start to check second you begin to respect your experience in that situation. Another way to say this is you become emotionally available to yourself. The second thing you can do to resolve this situation is realize, since you are attracting emotionally unavailable people, ask yourself, are you emotionally available to receive? Potentially, you're waiting for that person to raise your sense of worth so you feel good enough to receive. And in the meantime, you're trying to work or earn or prove that you're good enough for this person's love. Replicating your perceptual experience as a kid. If you were a good girl, if you were a good boy, if you were good at school, if you got good grades, then you'd earn it. So starting to realize, am I emotionally available to myself? And am I emotionally able to receive? Do I see myself deserving of love and attention and affection and having my emotional needs met? Starting to say yes to you, even if it means a no to somebody else, will feel uncomfortable because it's unfamiliar. However, it is how you start to value your needs, experience, and consider yourself, which will actually begin to repel people who don't have the emotional space and who don't have the tools to meet your emotional needs. This will clear space for the people who are emotionally available and want to meet your emotional needs. Now, this video is a great start to understanding the energy dynamic, but this video right here is going to help you to tap into how you can start feeling worthy right now. I love y'all, and I'll see you on the next one.